I am, hopefully I'll have more than 2 or 3 subscribers on. Says I got 2 on the porch. Nobody on the house, in the house. Am I in, what's that popping up for? I wish I could get that swag bucks off my channel. I always crap. I tried that one time. I made a little bit of money, but it just, they were notorious for popping up these things once you take a squid, and it'd be worth 100 swag bucks and stuff like that. And then they'll start asking you questions and they ask you a whole big run of stuff. And then all of a sudden they tell you, you don't meet the criteria for this part. And they did that a lot. So what they was doing was getting a lot of information. Check tomorrow's forecast. I know what tomorrow's forecast is. I don't need it. I got 5 on the porch and Barbara Everett. Yay! Yay, dear. So glad to see you. So glad to see you. Man, lady, it is past 12 o'clock out there today. It is hot. So now I'm definitely going to have to get out there early in the morning and late in the afternoon. Like I could still be out there working now, but I was doing this live, so I didn't do it. But I don't know what's cloudy and rainy and cold. Well, that's not the case here. Uh, Pretty soon we'll start getting afternoon showers here in this part of Florida. Along about this time of year, you can count on afternoon showers. Yes, you can. And every once in a while, you get some real nasty lightning and thunder. And usually, the lightning, you don't get no warning or any kind of like storm or anything. All of a sudden, you hear this loud clap. And hey, Lisa, hey, girl, I got gardenia flowers, even on my little leases. My big Lisa, it's got flowers on it. My little ones has. Uh, Now I got to figure out what I'm gonna do uh, with them. You love thunder? I like storms too, but I don't like it nasty. Just downright terrifying. At least when it's doing it, it's storming. But the ones I don't like is when all of a sudden out of the clear blue sky, bam! And it did it the other day out here right outside my window. I thought it hit that house next door, that new house that they still ain't finished with. But I I don't know. You know, you get old and you don't know how to understand. You don't know what to make of it. You because you got no experience. You have to get old to get it. You know, and there's lots of little things that goes on with me that gets me to thinking, especially my sleeping. I don't know why I want to sleep so much. I'll be sitting here. I'll be sitting. I need 4 dry days in a row so I can mow my yard. Oh no, it doesn't. That's for sure. Uh, but just things going on with me that but this sleeping, you know, I'll be sitting here doing this number, messing on the computer, and all of a sudden I'm like out. And then 2 or 3 minutes later, oh, I wake up. What was I doing? You know, and that happens a lot. Now I don't. When I'm outside doing stuff, I don't fall asleep. But when I come here, like when I try to edit one of my videos, it will take me 6 hours to do it because I keep falling asleep, and sometimes I'll fall asleep for an hour. Hey, Dwayne, how you doing, buddy? Oh, but that concerns me. I heard somewhere that you got a heart problem or something if you sit there and doze off like that. But I had narcolepsy. At least that's what they said. That's what I had. I would be sitting in a customer's house discussing what they want done on their furniture and stuff like that, and how they want it and everything, and I would doze off. Now, that was embarrassing as hell to doze off talking to and rude. Finally, the doctor prescribed Ritalin for me, and I took Ritalin probably 4 years, and I didn't doze off. And anytime I had something to do like that, I took a Ritalin. If I was going on a trip, and our trips consisted of about 9 to 11 hours, depending on how the traffic was, I would take a Ritalin and I wouldn't doze off driving. Uh, but when one time I had to go see a psychologist, uh, that's a long story too. Should I tell it? They got something in this state of Florida that's called the Baker Act. And anybody that wants to and has it in for you and they want you out of there, they can call up a sheriff or deputy and come out, and they can give them a story about that you've been irrational and you're doing weird stuff and all that stuff, and they're scared for your health and all that stuff. And that deputy, at his discretion, can decide whether you need to be Baker acted or not. And when they Baker act you, you ain't got no say so in it. You get in their car, and if you don't do it voluntarily, they will manhandle you and cuff you and put you in that car and take you to a mental health place, uh, and uh, uh, and you will stay there for 3 days for evaluation before you can get back out, if they'll let you back out. And that happened to me. And I ain't never forgive that. And it was, he just wanted me out of the way. He just wanted me out of the way because they was investigating us, uh, uh, a 12-year-old girl's uh, statutory rape, and I had all the information, and the parents didn't want nothing to come of it, and they were coming to see me the next day. But I'll make a video about that. I am still pissed about that. That was so. Anyway, taking you with me to finish off working in back cleaning it out. You can help me. I wish I would if I could, dear. But yeah, I'm gonna make a video about the Baker Act, and I hope somebody will see that and say, "Hey, he just made a video about you talking about the fella that done it." Um, I would love for him to see that, and I'm gonna make it. Don't guess I'll call him by name. Well, I might. But anyhow, now what was I talking about? I was talking about how I've been feeling and everything. And by the way, I got two more plants today. Very nice midnight marble hibiscus. Beautiful hibiscus. And they're bare root. And I'm like, well, who sent me that? And I'm like, there was no name or nothing, no warning about it or anything, but there it came. Now I'm out there today working on it, putting it in the ground. And while I was doing that, well, you see the video. It'll be in a video. No, it won't be in there in the morning. It'll be there Tuesday morning. But I'll give you a warning now. Guess where the plants come from? Remember all them plants I got that was from this company, Spring Hill, that I I took I had a gift certificate, and then I was told that the gift certificate was no good, and they sent me most of the dadgone plants anyway. I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. And then a little while later, they sent more plants that was part of that order. And guess what? I got to looking at the box, and sure enough, that's where these two plants come from. Now, they're in the ground now. Uh, so I don't. Are they idiots? They know I'm not. I've already told them I can't afford that. I thought this was going to be paid for with that certificate and all that stuff. No, I don't know. I don't know. They're beautiful plants, but I sure it is, Lisa. I'll send you a picture of it. Hey, who's hearted? Oh, it is Mother's Day, isn't it? Son of a gun. Guess what? That means this is Mother's Day. That means about this time, 72 years ago, Daddy come home drunk. Him and Mama was fighting and arguing, and he passed out. And Mama went somewhere and got her a boyfriend that nobody knew she had, and his name was Robert William Folks Jr. Bob Folks. And him and Mama have been carrying on. So anyway, they came back to the house. They packed up some things, and me and Carolyn and George had to put some of our clothes in little brown paper bags. We didn't know what was going on. I was like 10, and Carolyn was 9, George was 7, and Michael and Joe, they were toddlers. But that, and then they took off and off to Roanoke Rapids, North. We lived in Norfolk, Virginia, and off to Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina. They went, and first she tried. It was night. It was dark when we got there. First, she tried to get Grandma Holt, her mother and daddy, to take me and Carolyn and George, supposedly temporarily. And Grandma Holt raised holy hell about that. How dare you dump your kids on somebody? And Grandma Holt, she had a sharp tongue going. So they left, and I remember them telling, we got to do something. We can't take all these kids and stuff. At some point, I thought maybe they was talking about taking us out in the darn woods and killing us and keeping the babies. I mean, 10, you know. So over to Grandma Pearson she went. That's the same town, Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina. And this time she didn't just go up there and ask her. This time she had me and Carolyn and George take our little ditty bags or paper bags with our clothes in it and said, go up there and knock on the door and we'll see you in a couple of days. Which wasn't true. I didn't see her again for about 3 years. But quick as that grandma come to that door, you know, a light come on, and which was a lot of trouble. You know, you get up back then. You didn't have electric lights. You had oil lamps. Somebody had to turn a lamp on and all that stuff. Grandma opened that door, and Mama and Bob and them two, they couldn't wait to get out. They were spinning wheels getting out of that driveway. So to me, that was abandonment. They abandoned me and my sister and my other brother. And that was 72 years ago today. It was going on at this time of the day. Uh, I've had a lot of hindsight about it since Mama died. Maybe I should have told her I'll forgive her or something like that. No gift certificate expired. I told you you can refuse to pay. I am refusing to pay. I'm not. I'm not. Uh, Even if I wanted to pay it, I couldn't pay it. I'm not going to pay it. Shoot, them midnight marbles. Uh, that's those things are $59.99 a piece. So it's part of that. See, the thing was that they was having a sale. You buy one for $59.99, and you get and spend an extra penny, and you get two. That's why I was able to do that. But once all that went down, that they had a problem with that certificate and all that stuff, uh, I so I don't know, you know, and I'm gonna contact them again about it. I'm gonna contact them again. Boy, there's pretty little flowers on them gardenias. Uh, I'm still having trouble getting my camellias to root. And by the way, the there's two of them hibiscus out there that was in that deal, and one of them has two limbs coming out at the bottom, and they're up pretty tall. And I don't want them on there, so I'm going to air layer them two just to get two more started. And I don't know why all these pipe dreams I got. I've, I, I've always had something going on, always, and now I can't get squat going on. My my. By the way, today I got another subscriber, so that put me at 1,294, and that's more than I've ever had. I've been to 293 a lot, but I've never been up to 1,294. But six more, I could be at 1,300. I sure wished I could get some decent links and stuff, or decent. I got decent subscribers, but what I mean is I want a decent amount to where I don't go 4 and 5 months before I even get $100 check from YouTube. I need to dig out those grafting balls I bought last year. It's finally time. I think Wednesday I'll be doing those balls on that hibiscus I was just telling you about, and also I want to do some on that camellia thing, and really take some time and make sure that I think some of the other times I was doing that, I didn't put any kind of rooting hormone or nothing on them, and I should have been doing that. Should have been doing it. But I guess I'm doing all right. If I can get the shroom clean, I have to move my bed in here. Old room has mold on walls. This was a junk room. It's full of crap. That mold's not good, Barbara. That mold is not good. What kind of crafting do you do, Lisa Kleckner? I don't believe I've ever heard her talk about crafting. Of course, I miss a lot of stuff that people say. Teaching Mike cook chicken at a bowl. That's Rena Roberts from the Philippines. I'll check that out later. I've got several Philippine subscribers, but they're upper class. They got a real poor class of people there. I would like to have some of them poor people too, and I mean, I ain't got a thing wrong with the upper class people, but I would like to have something down towards the bottom just to give me a clearer picture of the culture and everything. Same thing with Bangladesh. I've got two people from Bangladesh. Now, one of them, y'all know, is Priyan Fabreen, the refugee from Ukraine, and I didn't know that she's already become a Ukrainian citizen. So now it's clear to me she was planning on staying there. I thought she was just there getting her education and then going back to Bangladesh. But she don't plan on going back to Bangladesh. If she don't come to the United States, she's gonna stay right where she's at in the Netherlands. And bless her heart, she had to open up a checking account at a bank. This is in the Netherlands. You wouldn't believe all the hoops she had to jump through and everything to get that done. And and she just kept on. This is really pissing me off. Oh my goodness. But she's doing okay, you know. I wish I knew more about how she's surviving. Is she paying for an apartment, or is it being punished for, or what? You know. Boy. Oh. Dwayne has COPD, and he's still puffing them cigarettes, I guess. uh, I don't know if I don't know if is elephant ears a tropical plant. I don't know. I should know. I used to know a lot of stuff I don't know anymore. Lisa has COPD too. My gosh. Dang, Lisa, when I was your age, dear, I was. If Dwayne said, yep, probably will till I die. I wish he'd quit, sir. It's really just your mind over the crowd. I mean, I loved it. At one time, I was 3 packs a day. And matter of fact, that was the last time I quit. I was smoking the red pack Pall Malls or Pall Malls, non-filter. Love them things. And if I happen to see somebody pull out a pack of them Pall Malls like that, I say, can I buy one of them cigarettes from you? Hey, you smoke? I said, no, but I just wanted to smell of it. I like to take a nose hit on it. They smell so good. And I love back when I was having to work in the tobacco fields and stuff when I was a kid. I love the smell of that tobacco. Not the green out there when it's in the field, but I loved it when they was tying it up on the tobacco sticks and hanging it in the barn and curing it and everything. I love the smell of that. It's just wonderful. And but I hated working on the green tobacco. Man, that especially when you had to. You always got a sucker tobacco, and if you don't know what sucker tobacco is, that's when you go when it gets up pretty tall, it starts blooming. Gets a bloom on top. Well, you got to break them blooms off. You got to go up and down the road and snap them blooms off. And it gets this sticky goo all over you. And that don't smell good. Uh, it was hard. The first time I quit, it was pretty easy. The second time I quit, it was really, really hard. But the third time, when I was doing 3 packs a day, I just got really mad at myself and I just give them things a sling and I didn't. I started throwing them out. I threw away about almost a carton of cigarettes Of course, back then the carton of cigarettes was only about $7. If it was that much. I can remember carton of cigarettes being $4 and something. I had bought a pack of cigarettes for 20 cents a pack. Of course, that was on board a ship coming back across from Europe, across the Atlantic Ocean. When you got out there on the ocean, there was no tax, and you could buy a pack for 20 cents, uh, and it's only $2 a carton. But they would only sell. You could only buy 2 cartons in the ship store. Oh, it. I still say my sister she'll deny it to this day when we're in front of anybody. But if it's just me and her in the room, she'll say, "Why do you keep bringing that up?" I said, "Why do you keep telling people you didn't?" But she did it. She told me, man, she come in there one day and she just puffing away, and she give me a cigarette. Said, "Here," and she said she lit it for me and all that stuff, and said, "Now just take a little draw off of it." And I did, but I didn't take a little draw. I took a big draw. Man, I thought I was going to die. And she jumped up. No, no, no. You just do it a little bit at a time till you get used to it. Uh, yeah, you used to buy cigarettes in the machines, just go up there and put the coins in and buy them. And when it was 25 cents a pack, you put a quarter in, you get a pack of cigarettes. But when they went up to 26 or 27 cents a pack, you had to put 2 quarters in. No, wait a minute. How did that work? You got change. How the heck did that work? They had money. They had coins strapped, taped to the pack, because the machine couldn't make change. So you put 30 cents in, and it was 27 cents. It'd be 3 cents taped to the pack of cigarettes. No kidding. Sure did. Had to put a quarter and a nickel in, and then you got 3 cents back on the pack of cigarettes. Then, of course, when it went to 30 cents a pack, you had to put a quarter and a nickel. But the last time I quit, they was like 75 cents a pack, something like that. And when I quit, then you couldn't buy them in a machine because a kid wasn't. When it was just machine vending, kids could go up there and buy them. Well, that's back in the day. But man, I enjoyed sitting in my chair when I got home with a cup of coffee and kick back in my recliner and puff that pale male. That was so good. And that's what I couldn't wrap my brain around. It was thinking to myself, well, if I sit in that chair with the coffee, how can I do that without the cigarette? I couldn't get my brain wrapped around that. Lisa says she remembers that. Lisa, you're about 50, 52. Oh, but I started smoking when I was about 14, I guess. Yeah, that's yeah, I wish I could be 50 again. 52. She's a year older. Well, my daughter's 52. My daughter will be 52 this December. Wow. Bless her heart. I wished I could get her to. She's just too wound up all the time. For instance, uh, the other day, she has this big fan, and I don't know why she's got to have a fan. We've got air conditioning, but she has this big floor fan in there that she keeps running when she's sleeping. Well, the other day it was sitting out there in the living room at the front door, and I said something like, "Is there something wrong with the fan? What's wrong?" I mentioned it somehow. Well, she gets out almost screaming, "Well, you think I would put it out there if it wasn't broke or something? Uh, you think I would do that or something?" She just went on about it, and she's hyper like that all the time about something. It doesn't upset me. Well, it upsets me that she does that, but not that she does that to me. But she does that to just about anybody. I don't think she would do that to management stuff where she works, but she's just wound up, and I don't know. I keep telling her she needs to do something about that. To be that hyper all the time. It worries me to death, and it worries me. It worries me that if something happened to her, I don't know what I would do because of Jaden and Donovan and Joey. Uh, and right now she's got no dang insurance. They cancel her insurance at work because of her diabetes or something. I don't understand that at all. So if something happened to her, there's no insurance. And up until that time, she had about $200,000 worth of insurance, and I was a beneficiary. And I could kind of go from there. And Jaden could draw Social Security on his mom. Uh, but now there's nothing. Now I do have a insurance application that I'm going to take out on her. I need to go ahead and get it filled out, but it's only going to be for 50,000. I can't afford to get any more than that. But at least it's 50,000 and enough to where I can kind of get my head straight about what to do and everything. Uh, I shouldn't worry about people dying, but folks, I am a realist. And I mean extreme realist. Uh, it's like I don't have any insurance now. I have paid up insurance at one time. And but if I die, or when I die, it's not if I die, it's when I die. Uh, when I die, she's gonna want to do a funeral on me and casket and all that BS, and I think absolutely not. It's a waste of time. It wouldn't bother me if they would put me out in the woods somewhere and dig a hole and drop me in there and go on. I'm not there anymore. It's not me anymore. I wouldn't do that with her, but it just, you know, she's got so much on her, and she's not doing all that great because of the way me and her mama raised her. So a lot of that falls on me. I feel guilty as heck on that, and she knows it. I tell her more than one time it's my fault that you were not where she was born. Had a cousin. They were born almost on the same day, same year. The cousin Lisa, she's a corporate attorney, very successful, but not my Jen. And it's not her fault. It's my fault. Oh man. But yeah, I'll be dying one of these days, and it's a funny thing about death. I wish I had that wrote down. The whole world, everybody is in a line. Not physically in a line, but we're in that line. And at the end of that line, they die and they either go to hell or go to heaven or something, maybe, I don't know. But somewhere back in that line, you're in that line, and one day your time's gonna be at the end of that line. You can't you can't go back to the back of the line. You can't step out of the line. You're in that line, and it's a God given fact you're gonna get to that other end. Oh, I don't make her feel less. It's me. I raised her. My fault. My fault. I just, I don't know. I think about that a lot. Think about a lot. Think about a lot of things I've done. Uh, when I was raising her, and I go back that time that I found out she skipped school one day, and it wasn't the first time she did. But one day she skipped school, and school called, and I went down to the school. Now she's riding the bus. So I went down to the school, and I was over there by her bus waiting for her and this other girl to come strolling up to the bus like they'd been in school all day and they'd been out somewhere else. And I dealt with it all wrong. I dealt with it like, you don't want to go to school? Fine. You're officially out of school. She was 16. Said, you're officially out of school and you ain't taking up space that somebody else wants to go to school. And that was the wrong way to handle it. And I learned that from my daddy. When I started smoking, thank you so much, Barbara. My daddy caught me with cigarettes, and I was using his cigarettes. And he, you know what his reaction was? Well, if you want to smoke, smoke, but you're not smoking mine. You got to buy them. If you don't want to go to school, you're going to work. Stuff like that. Didn't try to talk it out. And I had people that really tried to keep me in school. I had a cousin, the first cousin. He was a teacher at the school I was going to, and he tried awful hard to keep me in school. But I didn't do it. Oh, so I think the way I done with my children is I was taught by the way my parents did me, except for one thing. I would never in a heartbeat load up and abandon my kids. No cotton picking way. And they did. They, they 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 was trying to teach that, but it didn't work. But maybe I sound like I'm crying over spilt milk, but uh, my daughter, she worked so hard, and my grandson, oh, he, hey Christy, how you doing, dear? Been thinking about you guys. We need to do a private chat one day. Want to talk to you. By the way, my daughter applied for a scholarship for Jaden to go to a private school because this charter school he's going is not working out. And that daggone, she didn't get the scholarship. He got a $7,000 scholarship. He only needs like $5,500 to go to this private school. And we're hoping that this will be better for him and everything. I don't know. It's a church school. I don't particularly like uh, church schools because I went to a church school in the first and second grade and the third grade, and I didn't like it. Of course, it may be a lot different now, I don't know. I just keep remembering that little bowl of tomato soup and 2 crackers for lunch. and we got a bottle of milk. Tomato soup, 2 crackers, and a bottle of milk. A little glass bottle of milk. Oh, that oh, there were some things I liked about that school. I had my I had my first love. Her name was Kirby Kay. I was in 3rd grade. She was in the 1st grade. Same grade as my brother George. And that stinking George went and took her away from me. Used to have a picture, a group picture of me, my sister Carolyn, and my brother George, and Kirby K was in there too. And we lost that in a fire. Can't replace it. Can't replace it. Really? Tomato soup? I love tomato soup, Christy. I love cheese too. Gosh, I wish I could get some of that food. Wow. Hey, number one. Um, but yeah, I see that stuff you're getting, Christy. My gosh, I bet y'all still got a bunch of hams left too. Boy, I sure would like to have a whole ham right here that I could just cut up and make nothing but ham salad. Nothing but ham salad. I love ham salad. I don't know if you could uh, can you freeze ham salad? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna do that video in a couple of days about what I was talking about a while ago about this Baker Act thing they got in the state of Florida. And it doesn't have to be true. Somebody don't have to tell the truth. All they have to do is make something up that'll be for sure make you uh, uh, get Baker acted. Take your butt right down there, and I have seen that happen several times to people, and there won't nothing wrong with them. But that boy, he wanted me out of the way. He didn't want me saying anything to the detectives or anything. And I have a grinder. You can grind ham and freeze it when you throw you're just add mayo and you have ham. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I guess you could grind up ham and freeze it. And then when you want some ham salad, put mayonnaise in it, and in my case, I would put mayonnaise, pickles, and what else did I put in there? Mayonnaise, pickles, and celery. I love stuff like that. Chicken salad, love it. Love it, love it. I just hope I ain't on the part of my life where I'm gonna start dying off. I don't know. Alan was been good to I had a great mother. Yeah. Yeah, it's Mother's Day. I hadn't seen my daughter. I didn't get up till after she done got home and went to bed. So I expect she'll be getting up. She'll be getting up in about 30 minutes. She's got a lot of mail in there. She just got a card from Joey and his girl. It wouldn't surprise me if they just one day didn't just sneak off and get married. Really, that would. I but they're on a cruise and they went to the Bahamas. And I just read something about they've had several American, seemed like they've all been women, but there were some men sick too. And 3 of them has died, and one of them is in critical condition, but she's back in Miami. So you couldn't get me on a dadgum cruise ship. No way. I'm not getting around that many people. Yep. Every Mother's Day, I always think about what my mama did to us in 1951. 1951. Lisa, seems like I ought to know this. Do you have any kids, Lisa? No, she doesn't have any kids. You know, in one sense, that's a blessing, and in another sense, not so much, you know. Uh, Kids, when you have kids, there's one way you got to go, and when you don't have kids, there's another way you can go. But when you have kids, you can't do everything solely for you. You always got to think about the kids, you know, your family. If it's just you, it's just, to me, it just seems like a compromise. When you're growing up and you get married, that's a compromise. All of a sudden, you're not an individual anymore. All of a sudden, you're two. Then if you have 3 or 4 kids, the compromise gets bigger. But I love my kids, and I don't know what I would do if I didn't have them. I really don't. But I'm so glad all of y'all dropped in today. Um, Christy, have a bowl of soup on me. Boy, Jaden would love that. Every time I fix him a grilled cheese, he's got to have a bowl of soup with it. But here's the thing: he doesn't want the stuff that's in the soup. All he wants is the liquid. He drinks the liquid off of the soup. And I didn't know that's what was going on until yesterday. And I was complaining to my wife, my dad going there, I went and called her my wife again. I was complaining to my daughter about it. And she said, well, he never eats that. All he wants is the liquid. You know, so I'm thinking, man, he might love tomato soup because it's just a liquid. I might try that on him one time. But anyhow, folks, I've been yapping for an hour, and I appreciate it so much. And there was something I was gonna, what was it? But I don't. Any of you guys out there that's got computers, well, most of you do, I guess. I wanted to say, my printer is a Hewlett Packard. It's an HP. and it's got Wi-Fi on it. It's online. It stays online. And I'm on Instant Ink, and this is how it comes. This is how it comes. But they only send it to me just before I need some more. They never let me run out. I used to be, the plan I was on before, it cost me $5.99 a month. Every month. And I was allowed to print up to 300 pages a month. And I haven't used that many printing that many pages. Now I don't even print 100. So I had my changed my plan to $3.99 a month, and I can print up to 100 pages. If it goes over 100 pages, they charge me something like 50 cents, something like that. But these just come today, and depending on sometimes I only need a black print cartridge or a color, and this is the way they come. And they're bigger cartridges, but my printer lets them know through the Wi-Fi how low my ink is. And I really like not having to buy the cartridges anymore. They just come. And they're starting another thing now where they'll do the same thing with paper, but I don't think I'll look at it. But I mean, I only pay like $4.99 for 500 pieces of paper. So, but you know, if I didn't do it with my ink, my God, you'd have to pay about $40 just to get ink cartridges. And now I'm just paying that little bit a month, and it's always there. And I swear by Hewlett Packard. I swear by HP. My computer is HP. My other computer over there is a Dell. But I like Dells too, but I really like Hewlett Packard. And but I thought I ought to give them a plug because, boy, that's a good deal to me. It seems like, anyway. I don't know what other people have, but I know I've got a Hewlett Packard and I love it, and it does very well. Okay, guys, I am going to get out of here. I appreciate all of you being here, and I will see you next Sunday, and I'm going to start trying to do more videos. I kind of got some things I'm working on that maybe people will find interesting. But thank you so much. And Barbara, thank you so much for that super chat, I guess you call it. It ain't much, but it sure helps. Thank you so much, dear. I'll see y'all in the next one. See ya.